John Joyce, a representative from Pennsylvania, took the floor to discuss the implications of a crucial bill, H.R. in a recent congressional session, Drive 1435, which has stirred considerable debate within the United States. The bill raises fundamental questions about the role of government and individual consumer choice in determining the future of American transportation. Joyce began his speech by emphasizing the quintessentially American value of the freedom to travel on open roads. Drive. He noted that reliable and affordable transportation has been the cornerstone of American life. However, he expressed concern that government intervention is now putting the vehicles that hard-working Americans depend on out of reach. At the heart of the matter lies H.R. 1435, a bill that poses a straightforward question: should consumers or the federal government dictate the types of vehicles Americans can drive? Joyce argued that this legislation is a response to California's Advanced Clean Cars 2 regulations, which aim to phase out gas-powered vehicles by requiring that 35% of new vehicle sales be electric by 2026 and 100% by 2035. Crucially, these regulations have been adopted in part by 17 other states, potentially affecting over 40% of the American auto market. Joyce voiced his concerns about the unintended consequences of such widespread adoption and described it as a de facto ban on gas-powered vehicles. Contrary to the original intent of California's Clean Air Act of 1970, which aimed to combat smog and pollution in Los Angeles, he highlighted that the primary obstacle to California's full implementation of these regulations is an EPA waiver. Joyce, along with fellow representatives Lotta Bilirakis and Obernotti, introduced H.R. to address this issue. Drive 1435, known as the Preserving Choice in Vehicle Purchases Act. This proposed legislation seeks to prevent the EPA administrator from granting waivers that would limit the sale or use of new vehicles with internal combustion engines. Joyce then delved into the practical challenges of electric vehicles, EVs, particularly in regions like his own in central and western Pennsylvania. He pointed out that electric vehicles struggle in mountainous terrain, lose range in extreme weather conditions such as high heat and cold, and face inadequate charging infrastructure. He cited an incident involving Energy Secretary Granhope, who had to use a gas-powered vehicle during a trip in Georgia because of a lack of electric charging options. Joyce stressed that not every American family has access to advanced support staff capable of reserving charging stations. Moreover, he even referenced statements from EPA Administrator Michael Regan, who did not support an outright ban on internal combustion engines during a congressional hearing, highlighting that excessive government interference may hinder innovation. The congressman argued that transitioning to a fully electric auto market in the United States faces significant challenges, including issues with the state of the electric grid. He noted that under President Biden's Green New Deal agenda, coal power plants have closed, natural gas production has been halted, and drilling leases have been canceled, raising concerns about the reliability of power sources for electric vehicle charging. In a global context, Joyce drew attention to the aggressive efforts of the Chinese Communist Party, CCP, to position itself as a leader in EV battery technology. He emphasized that the CCP's control over critical minerals and resources necessary for electric batteries makes a full transition to electric vehicles a potential boon for the Chinese economy while potentially harming American interests. In conclusion, Joyce called for the passage of the Preserving Choice in Vehicle Purchases Act, asserting that it's time for American families and consumers to retain the freedom to choose the vehicles they want and can afford. He argued that the government should not dictate what type of vehicles constituents in Pennsylvania or elsewhere can purchase, vehemently opposing the power of California's governor to determine such matters. He urged his colleagues to support this vital legislation, marking it as a pivotal moment in the ongoing debate over the future of American transportation.